Hey, welcome to Broken World Entertainment. Alec Baldwin. Remember him? Yeah. Big trouble heading his way. Remember how he'd done that interview where he swore black and blue that he did not pull the trigger in any way that fired the shot that killed cinema photographer Helena Hutchinson and injured the director? Well, the FBI have concluded their investigation of the weapon and have deemed it impossible to have fired without the trigger being pulled. Yep. Breaking news, I guess. Something we all knew. Didn't exactly take Sherlock Holmes to solve this mystery. But obviously they took the gun apart, everything, and said every single mechanical piece in the gun was functioning exactly how it's meant to. So when he cocked the hammer back, the only possible way for it to release was the trigger had to be pulled. We've seen him swear black and blue on Twitter, Instagram, interviews, his own personal videos that he never pulled that trigger. Well, what do you got to say now, Alec? The gun was sound. And what I mean by that is it worked exactly the way it was meant to work. They've established that once the hammer is pulled back, even quarter way, the only way to release it was the trigger had to be pulled. There was no fault in the gun, so it wasn't just going to go off. Because most guns don't do that. Now, if you've ever watched old westerns, or even if you haven't gone back that far to watch movies, but you've seen the likes of Back to the Future 3, when they go back to the Old West, you'll notice with those revolvers that when they cocked the hammer, the only way they were releasing it was they were always pressing the trigger, because that's how you released it. You'd cock it back, you'd put your thumb on the hammer, and you'd pull the trigger. But you keep your finger on the hammer so you guide it back so it doesn't fire. That's the only way to safely, basically, uncock that firing mechanism. So Baldwin admitted, even in that video, he admitted to cocking back the hammer. So now it's proven. Not that none of us knew, but it's proven. FBI done their investigation, took the thing apart, went, yep, the only way this thing fired was he had to pull that trigger. So what's going to happen now? Well, that's the big question, really, isn't it? I mean, the guy went on and on and on and on how he did not pull that trigger. He put blame on everyone else by himself. And of course, there's a lot of people who are in trouble in this. Like, how the hell did the live bullet end up in it? You know, the armourer says she had no live rounds, which means she absolutely failed at her job. She failed at her job anyway, but if she's armour, she's the one to check all these weapons, deem them safe. Well then, she's screwed, because where did that live round come from? David Hall, the producer, he's fecked because he never checked the weapon. He just took the weapon, handed it to Baldwin, said cold gun, which means no live ammunition. And of course, Baldwin now is screwed. And let's not forget as well, Baldwin started to refuse to cooperate with the investigation. When they wanted his phone, he refused to give that phone over. But everything we knew has been proven right. he pulled that trigger. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him now. My bet is nothing. Because I think they will look more at it as, well, he didn't know a live round was in it. So I think the more severe consequences of this will fall towards, in particular, the armour. They should all be in severe trouble, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, I'll leave it there for this one. Cheers. Catch you in the next.